Hello. Welcome to the second episode of the second season of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don.
I'm Jamae.
And I'm Jay Trent.
And today, it has officially been a week of teams playing. So we'll basically give our retrospective of how each team has fared and kind of go from there to like see how they look, what their outlooks look like. Should we be worried or should we be excited and all these other things. Um, we'll talk about the Aces. Um, we'll talk about the Aces getting investigated probably while we talk about the Aces season. And all sorts of things. So yeah, I guess first we can just go down. We can just go alphabetically as always. Um, so Jay, would you like to talk about the dream first?
Yeah, so we hadn't played a game yet when we did the first episode. So in that time we've played three games, two wins, one loss. Um the one loss against the Mercury, um I know we're gonna get into Kalia Copper because she's been she's been on the tear. But for the dream, my main question, like I like what I've seen for the most part in terms of the way that they've there's been some resilience shown in these games. Like the game against the Wings, we were up early. We kind of let it go going into the half, and we stayed the course. And we outscored them by 8 points in the fourth quarter, which allowed us to pull away and win by. In fact, we outscored them by 13 in the second half. And last year's team, I don't know if they do that. I feel like another year with this team, with who we've added, which has really just been Ariel Powers and Tina Charles and Crystal Dangerfield been playing some important backup point guard minutes, and which huge for Haley Jones taking that spot. Um, I think what I'm most intrigued to see going forward is how are the Dream gonna handle the front court rotation? Because there've been games where we've you got Tina Charles and Cheyenne Parker and Naz Hillman and Letitia Me here all getting minutes, and it's kind of tough to cycle through four players that are all playing the four and the five. So I wonder how that rotation stabilizes and what it looks like going forward. But so far, I mean, it's been fine. I can't complain about two wins, and I think this last game against Dallas is probably was the more impressive win of the two.
Uh, well, we have kind of become pseudo Dream fans just based on Jay proximity, and also like they just have cool ass people on the team like Leash, Ryan, Haley Jones. Like that's a very very likable team. And like you said, it's week one, but I think they have a lot to build off of and a lot to really like look at and be like, okay, like we're like you could definitely tell that team is better than last year, and like they really could have been 3-0 had Cheyenne not shot that three. But it's like, we're really seeing the evolution of all their top players along with great vet presence. And it's exciting to see what they'll be going forward. I think y'all played the Sun, the Sparks, and the Wings.
It was the Sparks Mercury
Spark
Wings.
Mercury, sorry. So I'm excited to see when y'all play, like, get into the Liberty, the Aces, the Sun, Seattle, like how those matchups are gonna look. But yeah,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, actually, it's next Friday we play the Aces in Atlanta.
so that should be very nice.
Yeah.
I oh,
Yeah, I just wanted to add in there. Ron Howard is coming for all W first team this year. Like she been playing at that level. If the shot is gonna fall like this, um, I have way fewer questions about the offense. Like if she just gonna shoot like this, then we in good shape. And Leaf really stepped up in the second half against Dallas. So
Revenge
uh
game.
so those being our two best players, I think that it's important that they have it going, and if they have it going, then that puts us in a pretty good spot. That's all.
I was gonna say, actually, I am very proud of y'all that Wings game because once the Wings got the league, I was like, they're cooked. I do not believe in them. No shade, I like them, but I was like, I do not believe in them winning this game. But Leash really locked in on Enrique. Naz Hillman like played so good. Like I don't think like her stats were like. Let me go look. I don't think her stats were like anything crazy. She had 4, 5, and 3. Knox was hooping, and that makes me happy because I feel like even last season some of her minutes were a little spotty here and there. So, just to see Tanisha be able to go through some of these rotations like early on is really nice. Obviously, we want to see more LA minutes. But I don't know. I was actually really proud of how they came out. Ryan is like doing what she needs to do continuously. So like I don't know. Like I think it was good too. And it's funny because Tina Charles, I feel like kind of stank a little bit, but she ended up with a double anyway. And so I'm like, if this is like a bad day for her, that's good for them. Like that's really good for Atlanta because like they always like need that third person to like consistently do something. And like with Nia Coffey not being able, like not getting as many minutes. And I don't think she didn't play bad, but like she wasn't like their usual X factor. So I think y'all are in good shape.
I definitely think Tanisha has gotten them better prepared more so this year than last year. And again, that just comes with growing pains of a young team, a young franchise, like all this other stuff. Like the players are young and growing, and so is she. And I think her admitting last year that there were times she could have been better definitely stuck out to me. Because coaching is not. We talked about this before, but coaching is not easy. Like when things go well, it's the players, and then when things go bad, it's you. So, um, for her to kind of understand where her shortcomings came from and like openly admit that and like do what she got to do to get back in the lab, get back to that drawing board, get back to that clipboard. I I got to respect that. So shout out to the Dream. Again, we'll see how they are when big dogs come to town, but they look very good. Next up, the Chicago Sky. Chicago has only played 2 games, and they're currently playing their third. But for a team that is so young and so injury riddled, or like with the younger pieces and so injury riddled and with a rookie coach, I like the way they look a lot. Are they going to win a lot of games? No. Could they make the playoffs? Potentially. I don't really necessarily see it, but I wouldn't be like terribly surprised they got into the low seed. But like the people that have impressed me the most have been Kennedy and Angel. And like, we talked about what's Angel's offense gonna be when she gets here? Like she needs a mid-range game and all this other stuff. I like still think those things are absolutely credible. But like her defense and rebounding has translated so well because she just has her natural instincts are just like incredible. Like she knows where to find the ball. I'm pretty sure she leads the league in offensive rebounding right now. And like I know it's only week one, but that's just insane. I'm pretty sure there was like I don't know if y'all seen that video of where she like was getting boxed out and she grabbed a rebound and it was like all the way out like this. And I'm like, how did you get that? Like she uses her body so well. And yeah, she has impressed me. Like I said, you could tell she wants to be great. And I also enjoy with her getting as much spotlight as she does. Like she is very humble with it and she shares it very well. And like she definitely doesn't have to do that. Like if she was just like, yeah, I'm solo with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, I would certainly understand because shit, you want to be selfish with that? I get it. But she's very like like she's a girl's girl, and I respect that a lot. Like everywhere she go, everywhere she get invited to, she's bringing the sky if she can. And yeah, she has used her fame in the best ways so far, and I love that for her, and I love that for the team. Dana's looked great. Jay and I were talking earlier, but um, we don't know if she's like fully a PG, but like her getting those reps and growing into that, it can only help her and the sky. Um, like it's like I said, Kennedy has been great in her role. We're great to have her back. Um, she did not need to be gone as long as she was, but like whatever she was dealing with, seems like it's behind her. Um, like it's so much to look forward to over there. Izzy's on the way. Camilla comes back June 1st. We're cooking with grease.
For as much shit as we gave Marina, like she has been very accepting of this role with this new look team. Like the game that they won against Dallas, I think or was it the game that they lost? One of those games, um I think it was the one they won. Marina and Dana Evans combined for like 15 assists. And it's like to have both of your starting guards like seeing the floor and saying we're gonna get everybody involved. I think they had like 8 players in double figures in that game. Uh, feel free to fact check that. But like I feel like they were they were so in tune with each other offensively. And for them to win games, that's what they're gonna need. Like defensively, of course they got uh, a rim protector in Ewell. And Angel, as far as playing defense one on one, very impressed with what I've seen so far.
Uh,
So
Real
if
quick, the game they won against Dallas, she had 8 assists.
yeah, she had 8, Dana had 6. So they combined for 14. So yeah, like the fact that they've been able to get that out of Marina and Dana, whichever one decides they want to be the point guard, fine, be my guest. But she looks so much more comfortable now than she did last year. I don't know if it's just no. It's funny because it's a new system with a new coach, so maybe that's part of it. But I just this is a young team. They might not win a lot of games, but it's part of, and this is something that we're probably gonna bring up a few times today. It's about establishing an identity for your team, and Chicago, for a team that's looking for theirs, they're finding a way to be in games. And I think that's important. And it's
Amen.
important.
Amen. Say man. It's 4 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Chicago up by 11 on the Liberty.
Preseason might not have been a fluke. I don't know. First of all, I gotta say, fucking Angel Reese getting a steal on Stewie. Why is she never this bad when she playing against my team? I'm gonna get there though. But I just need to say that. Anyway, to the Marita point, I agree. That lady is even playing defense. Like Marita had like 5 steals in that game. They won in Dallas. Like she was taking that Arike assignment very seriously, like down the stretch. So I agree. I really like how she looks. Obviously, I'm a big fan of E-Will and her 5 steal, 5 blocks. I'm like, oh my God. And yeah, I feel like that's definitely what they're gonna need. I will say that like I'm not like I was never really like big on Diamond DeShield's game, but I feel like every time like obviously she makes really good plays and stuff like that. But like I'm like thinking about watching the game. Like I don't remember her being super impactful, but like she had 16 and 5. So I'm like, maybe I need to give her a little bit more attention because she's clearly hooping. And I really do need her to hoop actually because she's on my fantasy team. So sister, like, let's not be injured too long now. But yeah, I actually like really like this guy. I think they look really good. And like you guys said, like they probably won't win a lot. But if they have the New York Liberties card all season, I would consider that a win, personally.
Listen, they may win more games than we thought originally. I don't know. We talked about in the first episode, like some things may have to swap, but I don't know. If they beat the Liberty like this, and I know it'd be week 1 and crazy things be happening the first week of the season, the first 2 weeks, first month, but like the things they're doing look very repeatable. That's another thing Jay and I was talking about earlier. Like because they play defense so well, like defense is so much easier to replicate than crazy shooting games, and like they already look so connected as a team. And on that, like on the defense end, all the moves. Like I know we was all also making our defensive player of the year picks, but you will is somebody that could be one. And also with people talk about Cam Brink, like she's probably guaranteed to get a depoy by the end of her career. Angel could also get one of those. Like it's looking real crazy. It's looking real crazy over there. So, we'll see. But I love the way it's looking right now. Shout out Chi-Town. Next up we have the Connecticut Sun. Another team that has looked absolutely phenomenal so far to start this season. I don't know when DeWanna Bonner is going to slow down. Like, DeWanna Bonner looks amazing. Alyssa Thomas looks amazing. Dejanay has found rejuvenation, and she might be getting the band back together. Ty Harris looks real good. Like it's just, I don't know. It really might be all Kurt Miller fault. That they look. Bree Jones looks fantastic. I think right now, Dewanna's right now, she's averaging 21 points a game. Alyssa Thomas is averaging 12 rebounds. She's averaging 9 assists. DeWanna Bonner is averaging 3 steals. And Alyssa Thomas is averaging a block a game. Like, DJ Carrington is averaging 17 points a game. Bree Jones is like it just looks so, everything looks so fluid out there. Like, if it's the time for them to be the bridesmaid and not the bride and not the bridesmaid, it has to be this year because they look great.
So part of the reason that I had Connecticut fifth is like you said, you said that DB is showing no signs of slowing down, and I thought that she would. So I was like, so that was something that worried me. But not only is DeWanna Bonner still shooting at a high clip, um, is Alyssa Thomas the MVP? Like, are we just like is she coming for what she did not have last year? Because
They kind of owe her. I mean, they owe Asia too, but like they kind of owe her. And it's like,
Listen, Jermaine mentioned this last episode, but I honestly think she dropped one of the craziest sports quotes of all time when she was like, you know, and this is only gonna happen again if I do it. So she's about to do this again. If she does this again, which it looks like she's like damn near, like I don't see a reason why she would. And it like I don't see the reason they might as well just have like hand that to her now.
yeah, like she playing lights out, like on both ends, on in all facets of the game, offense, defense, playmaking, grabbing boards. Like she does it all. And she is the engine that drives this team. And not only that, the team, the way that they run their offense specifically, like everything, like you said, everything is so fluid. Like I picked Stephanie White to um to be coach of the year. And like I know that she won it last year. She might get it again. Like the way that they look in all these games, even this game right now, it's 2 minutes left, they're down two. But like it's like they flip a switch and they're like, all right, it's winning time, let's go get it.
and right now Cheryl looks stressed. Like she look, Cheryl's like, damn, I gotta do my like real coaching. It's too early in the season. We just got here. But no, I think Connecticut looks great. And two, I think that this really might help their like executive of the year case too, because I feel like everybody they have is like they're not necessarily I don't know, playing amazing, but everybody is like coming in and putting in like good minutes. Rachel Banham, I cannot believe that I'm saying that Rachel Banham is actually playing like serviceable basketball. Like last season in Minnesota, like when I say that lady would get in the game, shoot some shots, maybe she make them. Some days she don't. But she just wouldn't do nothing else. That lady got a steal and a block on her first game here. Like I don't know, like maybe Stephanie is onto something. Like what is being said in the locker room that you got Rachel Benham jumping for the block?
Well, I don't want to speak too soon, but she did have 0 points on 0 for 4 shooting against the Mystics. So it might just be y'all.
She's shooting bad today, but she still got 5 rebounds.
No, this is against the Mystics. I don't know.
I mean, like, I feel like she's even on her bad. Like when she was in Minnesota, if she was shooting bad, she literally just did nothing. Like it was just like, yeah.
I don't think Connecticut.
Yeah,
You
go
allowed
ahead, sit me down.
Connecticut. You are not allowed to not do nothing, or you like Alyssa Thomas might beat you in the locker room. Alyssa Thomas will
No,
be damned if you get on that court and do nothing.
They really got to be saying something to her because, like, she's like coming out like actually acting like she's ready to play. And like obviously that's a good thing, but you know, too, we always talk about like the WNBA is always about fit and like sometimes you just, you know, you need a little scenery change to, you know, reignite your love for the game. And I think that might have worked. It's crazy that it's Rachel Banham, but you know, shout out to Rachel.
Yeah, I think yeah, the Connecticut is playing like they're on a mission. Um I saw where I think it was Renee Montgomery said that Dejanay should be she's probably on the short list for MIP and can't be mad at that. Like her making that transition from the bench to a full-time starter and she's doing everything that's asked of her and then some.
Hey,
So
is Renee Montgomery not she not tampering?
I was gonna say that. That's tampering because why is that lady in the middle of a broadcast talking about other teams? What
Yeah,
are you doing?
since you
she
brought her up.
look, she might just love the game. She just love the game. It's only so much. It's like she's like, I mean, what you want me to do? Like, like I gotta call what I see. I gotta call what I see.
I respect loving the game, but when you got a front office job, it's only so much love you can show.
No, she really be on the TL like she don't own the basketball team. Like, ma'am, you be sitting courtside every game. Like, this is your team. Why are you tweeting among us? What's team?
Maybe we need to shift the Aces investigation to the Atlanta Dream. If Dejanay go there next, we know why.
It'll be Emory. It'll be an Emory sponsorship.
Emory, a sexy red photo op, and a Hellcat, and unlimited hookah spots.
That ain't coming to territory. That ain't even part of the sponsorship.
All you can eat hookah and wings comes with the Dream package. But next up, Jermaine, would you like to talk about the Fever?
You're not gonna skip Dallas, actually. You're not gonna do that.
I was going through the Eastern Conference and then going to the Western Conference.
So we're gonna go in alphabetical order, and Dallas is next.
Okay. Well,
Let's
okay.
actually, I actually want to start. I just Monique Billings, please. Y'all know that I'm a low key a Monique Billings hater. Okay. But I was when I said this is where I said I was very like proud, like kind of shocked at the Dream, but kind of proud of them because I was like, damn, I'm really gonna have to get up there and be like, the Dream got beat on a Mo Billings revenge game like that, and like and like I told y'all, if I'm Atlanta, I'm pissed. Okay, because why is Monique running the floor, getting all these rebounds, shooting? Like, where's all this extra energy coming from? Like, a few people were like, "Oh, it's because she's playing with like a true big," but I'm like, no, like she was doing some a little extra. And I don't know. Like she actually, I was like, okay, Monique, like she was playing so well. Literally everybody on the TL was like, oh, maybe we need to get Monique Billings on a hardship. Like somebody else need to pick her up. I'm like, y'all could not think about that lady when the Dream got her ass. now everybody got a reignited spirit about Monique Billings. So she did eat that one little thing. I'll give her that. Enrique, I obviously I have an Enrique agenda because I feel like she needs to make an all WNBA team. Because it's getting unfair that she hasn't made one already. But she been hooping. Obviously, the efficiency thing, she's never gonna beat the allegations. But I do feel like a lot of people was concerned about like Dallas without a PG. And I feel like she's taking on some of that role and it's kind of working to me. Like I don't really see like would it be nice? Yeah, but like I think she's doing a pretty good job. Her and Azun. Like she don't really put no points up, but she moved the ball and she gets things set up and like calming the group down. So I don't know. I think it's working. And two, I've liked Tierra McCowan too. Like I feel like a lot of people were like, oh, like Kalani Brown needs to start. Kalani, like Big T can't run, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like nobody can do anything with Tierra McCowan when she decides that she wants to hoop. And most of the time, like she be ready to hoop and she be getting the offensive boards, putting it back and just kind of chilling out. But if that lady decides any day that she just wants to take over, the rest of the league might be cooked. And assuming, Latricia Trammell, like, runs her more plays. But Big T be actually hooping, and I feel like it showed the most in that Atlanta game. And I feel like maybe I feel like there might be a newfound respect for her game because she didn't start, but she like came back and took the minutes anyway. So
Yeah, I feel like if Terry McCollum want to get 20 and 10, she gonna get that. So yeah, it's one of them things that I I like what Dallas. I like how they look. I know that they've had some injury issues early on, but I mean, when you can pick up Monique Billings on a hardship and she go give you 20 and 10, like maybe it was some revenge game in that, but like the hustle was there. Like from jump, because I think she started. Like she was locked in. So if that can continue, like maybe I mean I assume that when this hardship is over, they'll sign her to another contract. But uh, I'm I'm impressed. I mean, I know that they 1-2 right now, but I mean, 3 games into the season, there's not a whole lot of you can't look too much into that. You got to look at how the team looks, what kind of shots they taking, that kind of thing. So I've been I've been impressed with Dallas, and I know that they got what do they have next? They have Phoenix on Saturday, and then they got a back-to-back on Sunday against LA. So we'll see. But I like what I've seen from them. I like what I've seen from Enrique. Um, I would not be surprised to see her win the scoring title again this year. And I think that she can. I think that she can make an All W team. And I know it's been like 4 years since she's done that, which is crazy. But yeah,
Hey, Dallas 1-2, and like you could not tell. Like I like y'all said, I like the way they played. Like it might not have translated to as many wins as they may have wanted, but like with the injuries they dealt with and the way Enrique stepped up and the way Tierra McCown has stepped up, like they look really good. I know we talked about Enrique sharing the ball or whatnot and being that pseudo point guard, whatever, and being more of a facilitator. But I also really like the way that she's played defense. Like her defense has looked pretty damn good. She might not be anywhere close to the biggest person on the court, but she uses her speed in her hands very well. And like you could definitely like there's a reason she averages 3 steals a game right now. And I hope that it continues throughout the whole season because uh like her growth has been great. Um Maddie Segrist, we're very big Maddie Segrist fans over here. She stepped up big time. They have a lot of their injuries have mainly been in the front court. So like Satu is already out. And like with her stepping up in that role, the fact they had to sign Monique Billings to a hardship contract, like Natasha Howard then went down, like she utilized what she was supposed to. And like she's taking on that role, being trying to be more of a scorer, all that, like just like she was in college. So um I'm very proud of her. JC, she's looked pretty solid. I can't really complain on that. Um, yeah, uh, Dallas has been Dallas, and I'm excited to see where the season ends up for them. So
Before we move on, Connecticut. So obviously they were tied. Connecticut gets the ball. Alyssa Thomas literally just ran through like Fee and whoever else, probably Alana Smith, like just like it was nothing.
wait. I might have to share my screen because yeah, they just tied it up. What's the Lynx coach is kind of cooked. I need them to pull up the. Okay, this is the play Jamae was talking about just now.
Like, why she run through them like that? Like everybody was just kind of like, oh, okay. Was that Courtney Williams? No, that's Bridget Carson.
Excuse me, young lady.
Green. Okay.
Reject the
Like
screen.
why
Reject the screen.
like that?
Reject the screen. It's like, nah, I'm gonna just take this one anyway.
And then she kind of cooked. This will be a great addition to Jay's Coach's Corner. She is, but I like.
Oh, no, Jesus.
Like, just a smooth ass.
She faked that, like that movement. She sold that. That's great work, Nafisa. That's great work.
She ran the damn football route.
That's actually
that really is a head fake. Like that's exactly what that is.
Okay.
Yeah. Take your time. Take your time, Pastor. Take your time.
You know, white people. Anyway, no, I'm just joking.
Are you?
What? No. All right. Well, okay. I feel like we're doing that same thing. I feel like the Fever are doing the same thing they did last season, right? Where they're like, we stank the first couple games, and then, but you could like see in real time that we were like learning as we were going. And they've been like slowly making improvements every game. And like obviously that's a good thing. I think the thing that's making it worse for me is just like how much discourse is going on around the Fever in general. Like last year we stank, and like people kind of care because we had Aaliyah, but like people didn't really care. But now that we have Caitlyn, it's like the discourse from all sides is bad. It's like from Caitlyn fans is bad, from Aaliyah fans is bad, and we're not even Aaliyah fans because I feel like I'm fighting for my fucking life. But from Caitlyn fans is terrible. From just these like general new fans is terrible. From like it's just bad. Like, and it's so and I think it's worse because I feel like everybody's looking for a problem, but it's like we already knew the Fever fucking state. Like last year, they won 13 games. There were only 40 games played. I'm not a quick math girl, but like that means we lost a lot. Like we won. Like we're even 20% in wins. Like no, we fucking sucked. And now we have a new team. And we're learning a new offense, like completely new. I am so. I get we want to see her cook, but like Aaliyah Boston is the entire Fever defense. Like when she sit down, it's Timmy, Timmy and Aaliyah, and Aaliyah. Like it's literally nobody else is really doing anything else. Like so. are like, people are hyper focused on her not making shots and all of this, but she's trying to hold down the defense. And then y'all, people are legit expecting her to get the rebound and then run the floor. This is why we have 5 players, right? So when Aaliyah get the rebound, she can get a ball to Caitlin, and Timmy or Kelsey, motherfucker who did not go in for the rebound, can run the floor. Like, that is the purpose of like team basketball. And it's just like really disheartening to me to just like keep hearing people say that. And it's just hard. And two, like, I think Christy is doing a little bit better with the rotations. But obviously I'm very pro Grace Berger, and I do think she needs to get more minutes. It's funny because Christy Wallace wasn't pissing me off, but we're back like we never left, because what the fuck was that? Like I really just not person, but like, what was that, Christy? Like, and why did we put her in as the passer? You know what I'm saying? She's not really a crunch time girl. You know, her or her sister Erica, they are not crunch time girls. This is just the reality of the situation. So why would you have like, I get Christy started and she didn't play too bad. But why would you put them in that situation? I don't know. The play looked beautiful. Kelsey was wide open. They doubled Aaliyah. Caitlin would have like had they got the pass through, it would have been enough time for her to get her shot off. So I saw the vision, and I don't know, there's a lot of good things happening. Obviously, I think our biggest downfall for real, we be blowing too many bunnies. And it's not even just one person, it's everybody. Like, nobody can make a layup. We'll get there. But the real problem is that they be shooting so many threes. And I get, on paper, we're supposed to have all these shooters. You know, Christy Wallace is supposed to be a good shooter. Lexi Hall is supposed to be a good shooter. Kelsey Mitchell is supposed to be a good shooter. Caitlin Clark, Katie Lou Samuelson. All these people are supposed to be good shooters on the paper. But they are not good shooters on the floor. And I need us to stop. Like, we dead ass went the whole, like, the first half of the third quarter just chucking up shots. Just three. And it really wasn't until Nika got into the game where Kayla ended up hitting that 3, and it was like, okay, this is working in y'all favor. But we had scored up 3 points up until that point. That is bad. That is bad. Like, had we been consistent with the offense in that point, we don't have to go down to 1 point. You know what I'm saying? It's not a 1 point game anymore. We would have been up. Assuming all things, you know, stay the same thing. We would have been up. So, hopefully we can get some more continuity in the offense. And we can get some more. I also just kind of don't understand why we don't do like a little bit of the 2-man game with Aaliyah and Lissa. I don't know why that's not happening. Maybe it's a future thing. But I feel like once we all kind of settle down, and they kind of lock in a little bit more on defense. Oh Lord, Katie Lou. It'll be good. It'll be fine. We're already 5-0. I think we're the only team who has played 5 games. So we're clearly tired. We about to play the Sparks next. Quite frankly, I don't really want other people to watch that game, because if we don't win, I'm gonna be extremely upset. But we have to play the Sparks and the Aces. We're on the road for this like weird stretch right now. So it's gonna probably be rough. It's probably gonna be rough for like another 2 weeks. But you know, I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna still cheer for them. And that's my end rant.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick up where you left off with that optimism, because there were some things that I saw in the Seattle game that I think not only were good things, but I see good habits being built. I see something that the team can use as a springboard. And I think this play, yeah, it was in the first quarter. It was in the first quarter. So it was around like the 8-minute mark. The Fever are running high pick and roll with Caitlin Clark as the ball handler and Aaliyah Boston as the roller. That's been the go-to on most possessions. What they did with this play is I think this is the next step in Aaliyah's development. So, and I like what I saw with this play. So Aaliyah sets the screen. As Aaliyah is driving to the basket, she stops at the free throw line, and Caitlin hits Aaliyah with the pass at the free throw line, and Aaliyah immediately hits Nalissa Smith on a cut, and that's an easy lay. If they can get that, if they can get comfortable running that set, it don't have to end the same way every time. If they get comfortable running that set, that's the key to opening up this offense. And I think the reason that Aaliyah Boston has struggled so far is looking at the offense that the Fever ran last year. Aaliyah's touches were coming. She was after the board, the point guard bring the ball up. Aaliyah would post up, throw her hand up. The footwork has always been what it is. Like she gonna find a way to get open, and she gets her shot. That's her game. But now the offense is running different. You're running high pick and roll because you got such a dynamic shooter. So because you're running high pick and roll, Aaliyah Boston is basically learning how to play the game again. She's basically learning how to play it a different way. So when she's at the free throw line and she on the short roll before she gets to the bucket, if she can come down with it and make quick decisions like that pass, that's a quick decision that she made immediately because she knew that Nalissa would be there. If she can do that, or coming off the screen, she gets to the free throw line, she can stop, face up, and get a shot, shoot the jumper from the free throw line. She can keep driving to the paint if there's nobody there. It's just the next evolution in her game is deciding what decisions to make when she gets the ball in those short roll spots. And I'm not blaming her for struggling with that because they didn't do that last year. They weren't really doing that at South Carolina. That was a post up team. Like she just been playing her game. So the next step in her evolving to be the player that she can be is improving that decision making. And there were flashes of that in the last game, and we're gonna see even more of those as the season goes on.
That play where I was like, oh my God, we are literally gonna cook. This play like gave me so much hope. I was like, wow, like we could beat these bitches. Like I'm like, but like for real, you can like when Aaliyah's on that short roll, you can kind of right now you can kind of see the wheels turning in her head. So like once it becomes like automatic, they're going to cook. Like it's gonna be good. And two, I would like to see Aaliyah like even when she's on that short roll, like take a shot. Like you don't have to like. Like you can tell that she's like running through the play in her mind because she's like, okay, like all right, now I gotta dribble and go here. It's like, no, sister, slow. I think too, like she has to like realize that like she can slow the game down. Like I know that they're trying to play with pace and like run the floor and all that kind of stuff, but I think she has to like when they get her the ball, be like, all right, I'm gonna slow down. Like, y'all are not gonna rush me, because I feel like that's honestly when she plays her best, when she's like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do what I gotta do because the play is still gonna like, it's still gonna run together. So yeah, that was the play that gave me like optimism. I was like, all right, we might be all right. We might be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Jay.
no, I was just gonna say, I think another thing, um, the Fever are taking a lot of threes right now, and that's not a bad thing by itself. But once the shooters stop pressing so much, like to me, what bothered me down the stretch in that game against the Storm, they were going down and just throwing threes up, and I'm thinking, y'all don't have to do that. It's like the lead was not that big. It wasn't like, oh, we got to get all of this back at once, because it's the game is right there. The game is right there. Y'all are y'all are pressing, and it's forcing y'all into bad shots. You don't have to do that. Like, play your game. Get to your spot. If the shot is open, take it. Because there's gonna be a pocket where you open. There's gonna be a pocket where you got an opening for a pass. Somebody's gonna cut. There's something. So I think the more games that they play together, the better they'll be able to get a feel for that. So I think that'll come. And like Jamae said, they on this trip right now playing these West Coast teams. So it might be some ugly losses in there. But it's the reps are important. And it's tough to you're not gonna get as much positive out of the reps if you just going down there throwing threes up every time you get an inch of space, because that ain't gonna work. That's not sustainable.
One, I would just like to say Rachel Banham just hit a clutch ass three. So I think I have to apologize. Two, I'm also gonna continue the Fever positivity train because they deserve it. They're getting a lot of hate, especially the players that are not Caitlin Clark right now. And you know, I think it is certainly undeserved. I know for a fact they are over 5. And I also know it's very early in the season. Jay and I talked about this earlier, but like if there's any time to experiment with things and try things and do different shit, like why not do it against these top teams? So then you can find out what works, find out what doesn't. Why not do it early in the season? So then when you get into later in the season and you're like, okay, well, this worked for me in May and like early June. So now we can stick with this in July and August. Like if Christy side stuck to the same stuff 5 games in a row and they lost all 5 of them games, people would still be like, this is a problem. So, but her experimenting is also a problem. It's like she can't win because again, when you lose, it's on the coach, and when you win, it's because of the players. Like she is not in a fair position for her. And like, Caitlin Clark is this generational offensive player, and like she's coming in and she has to learn her teammates, and she's been used to playing a certain way for damn near her whole basketball career, just being able to like get the ball, run up the court, like shoot that bitch when she want, run the floor as fast as she can, like get you like pass to whoever and like whatever, like yell at officials, like she's all that stuff. And like I get it. And I understand this is probably like a really big like culture shock. Like she probably ain't lost 5 games in a row and since damn near I don't know when. So it's a lot for her to take in. Aaliyah, like, we talked about the adjustment she's having to make. Like she was the best big on the floor everywhere she went for damn near probably her whole basketball career until last year. But she still was like the best player on. She was the best player on the Fever, and like now she's just it's from South Carolina, all that. It's like, okay, y'all give me this ball in this post, and I'm gonna work, or I'm gonna like this do. I'm gonna set a screen down here, and I'm gonna open myself up, and then y'all gonna pass me this ball, and I'm gonna work. And like now, she's having to run the floor and like try to make plays in the short roll and do all this stuff. Like it's a big adjustment, and that's an underrated thing that people are not giving grace for. And on top of all that, the Fever picked number one 2 years in a row for a reason. They are just not that good yet, and that's okay. They played four of the top team. They played like three out of the four teams you would probably consider top in the league. Like they played the Connecticut Sun twice, the Liberty twice, and
And the
Seattle.
Storm.
Like if I had to pick my top four teams in the league, when we picked our top four in the league, the consensus was basically them for the most part. Like it's okay. Like one of the losses was ugly, and then the rest of them was kind of like they figured it out as it goes. But like there's things to build off of. Like it's not the end of the world. Christy Size does not need to be fired. She may not be perfect, but she's not bad. Like inserting a new coach into the system is not going to help at this juncture. Um, Aaliyah was rookie of the year and an all-star in her rookie year and started an all-star game for a reason. Like y'all new people are not about to come in here and say she stink all of a sudden just because like the body of work speaks for itself. I'm sorry to tell you. Um, like Caitlin Clark is gonna be fine. Like she's figuring shit out, learning her teammates, whatever. Like there are things to be done and work to be done on all sides, and that's fine. But like y'all can't just come in here and try to change up everything. And shit is already changing anyway. It's just not gonna help anybody.
You gotta build the chemistry with the QB. It's like it's and I think I said this before. Well, this was before we started recording, but it's like you playing football. When you bringing in a new quarterback, is the new quarterback going to immediately know the receivers, the rest of the offense? No. The quarterback has to build the rapport with the receivers. Where do you want the ball? How do you want the ball? That's going to come. And it comes through the reps. We've seen 5 games worth of reps. We got 35 games to go. So the way that things look in game one, we've already seen a difference from game one to game 5. So what's it gonna look like when we get to 25? And when we get to 35? Like that growth is part of it. So yeah, they 0-5. Yeah, they probably not a playoff team as of yet, but they got the talent to get there. And once they put it all together, it's gonna be a tough team to stop.
Give it time. When the Aces got their 3 number one picks in a row, they also stunk. Like Jackie did not look good when she first got here. Like Kelsey did not look good when she first got here. Like Asia was really the only player that was like, okay, like this is really something to work with, and like we know what we're getting. And they was still losing. And like Asia is arguably on trajectory to be the greatest women's basketball player ever. Like it shit just takes time. Now they won 2 back-to-back championships because they stuck it out. Like, could you imagine if they traded Jackie Young? Like, if they didn't take the time for that, or like, could you imagine if they had got rid of Kelsey Plum and didn't take the time and let that chemistry develop? Like, this could have been, and like, so much, the entire landscape of the WNBA would have changed. So we just have to give people grace. But yeah, that is that's our spiel on the India and the fever. Believe in the fever. It's okay. Just relax. Also, the Sun just beat the Lynx.
And my Alyssa Times agenda is agenda. She heard you bitches say she's not the main scorer. She needs the Wanda Bonner. And what she do? Get a bucket. And then the synergy between her and her fiance is just so peak because she got Dewana the pass, foul on P, knocked down the free throws. Like, come on. And the defense, like, Kayla McBride thought she was going to get back-to-back minutes. But actually, no, I think Kayla McBride is on my fantasy team too. So I kind of like needed her to hit that. But still, ate them up.
Yeah, Kayla McBride hit a midi to put them up, and then DeWanna Bonner hit 2 clutch free throws to put the Sun up, and then Kayla McBride could not hit her second pull up. But Nafisa Collier, salute to you. I know we don't remember losses, but 31, 11, and 4, and with 4 steals and 2 blocks. This won't be remembered, but I'll salute you for now. Because that's crazy. All respects for that. But yeah, DeWanna Bonner, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. She had 2 more assists than she was supposed to. 3 steals. Alyssa Thomas, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Like, crazy work. But yeah, next up is the Las Vegas Aces. Honestly, I mean, it's a lot to say, but also not at the same time. I mean,
no, y'all need to answer for y'all crimes because why did y'all let the girl dads beat y'all? What was that about?
Because niggas see Kelsey Plum and say, what's that? What's that Shannon Sharp things? Yams, fried catfish,
mac and cheese, collard greens.
niggas see Kelsey Plum and that shit food. I'm sorry. Also, Kalia Copper is having an incredible season. And but Lord, niggas be finding Kelsey face off. I was talking about Diana did the last episode. I was talking about Diana did that, but damn, nigga. Also, you could tell, even though we're 2-1 and Asians look great and all that, you could tell this team needs a setup person, and Chelsea Gray coming back to this team is definitely going to look crazy. It's I think in short spurts they can handle without her, and I don't think she'll be out so long. I'm pretty sure if they need, just like in the finals, if they need to win a game without Chelsea Gray, they got it. But I think if for some reason Chelsea Gray was ever out for a whole season, I think it would look kind of nasty. Just because Asia gonna get hers regardless, but someone to make it there's no better person to pair Asia up with than Chelsea Gray. That's a person who makes things the easiest for her out of everyone. And Jackie, someone to get her the ball on the wing for wide open threes, someone to set up Alicia Clark. They're just things to help with the team to make things as easy as possible. And but they'll be fine. Like I said, I don't think Chelsea is gonna be gone for that much longer. And at the end of the day, they're the champs. So niggas gotta come to the crib and and until them niggas lose 5-game series, I ain't really got much to say on them or be worried about too much.
Love them down, but I kind of need Chelsea to just sit out another game. Just be extra careful in this next one. Respectfully, of course. That's my PG, but I just need her to sit out another day.
Hey, NECA already came back against y'all. Y'all just might be the team that everybody's like, all right, well, let me test let me test my ankle out. Let me make sure this wrist doing what it needs to do.
But why the fuck did she do Jewel? You were shooting March 17th. Back to back. And then did you want to jump to November? Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off, for real.
like when I turned the game on and I was like, oh, NECA is playing. I was
And then
thinking,
and then she
going
had the nerve to have the like final play. Like, girl, you could have let Melissa get that. Like, you
like
didn't have to score
going
that.
into the game, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be the game. Like this is gonna be the get right game. Because NECA is out. I mean, Ezzy is cold, but she can't. Like Indiana got two bigs. They can. They're gonna be able to get theirs because eventually. And I saw NECA was playing, and I was like, oh, well, let's go get them next time.
Also, shout out Kate Martin. I think that's another person that we have to apologize to because we laughed at that tweet that was like, why Kate Martin not in the game? And we were saying she's not gonna play much this season. In the very next game, my girl damn near played like 20 something minutes, and I think she put
She
like
was like
15
first.
next
She was like
game.
first off the. She was like first off the bench.
Maybe I don't know. I, maybe she is
You
gonna play.
you owe her an apology because I'm a Kate Martin fan. I knew what my sister could do. She didn't look good in that other showing. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
I did text y'all and say maybe she tricked me. But
Yeah. But respectfully, she could do a little something. I always believed in her.
I thought at this juncture I would get a better showing out of KB. But also, I mean, I think she missed last game. But yeah, I don't know. We signed her to that extension and she played great in AU and she played a good amount in the preseason game against Puerto Rico. I was like, maybe in practice she'd be going crazy in this time. But I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to see over the course. And of course, like I think in the very first game, Sid and KB were the first people on their bench. So I don't know. Maybe Becky was like, I'm sick of y'all. Go get me Kate. Maybe DeAsia Fair next. I don't know. I feel like if she pull out DeAsia Fair, it might be on y'all. Like just to be like, kind of like, let me just see something.
I don't understand why. Like, I know that Kelsey. They always say that Kelsey, Jackie, Age, like all of them never want to come out of the game, but like Sid be getting in there and giving you a good. She's not a scorer, right? She's more of a pass first PG, but like she can give you some good minutes. I don't understand why you can't split that time between her and Kelsey, Kelsey and Jackie, and kind of like keep kind of rotating that around, and even putting DeAsia in there for a little 2 minutes. We know Becky is like, I only go 8 deep, but barely. I know this is who she is, but I just be really wanting her to see, like, just throw Sid out there. I need my girl to beat the allegations. They keep calling her a culture hire.
I feel like of all the teams that can be like, you know what, we're just gonna throw this little wrinkle out there, see, and just see how it goes. I feel like the Aces are best equipped of all the teams to just be like, you know what, we're just gonna try something because why not? So, I mean, I get it though. They're currently 2-1. Um, they're the back-to-back champions. Heavy is the head, all that. But I I think what happened in that last game, which is something that watching the first two games, I kind of saw, especially the first game, is that like Don was saying, they miss Chelsea. Like she she's she's what gets the offense rolling. So until she's back, there's gonna be some possessions that look kind of shaky, which is fine. I mean, you're gonna have that. It's a long season. But I think if any, like they're the best team, they're the best built team to withstand that. So um these three games haven't said much other than that, except that um Asia Wilson is a perennial MVP candidate, and I saw somebody say that like she can like she wake up with 20 and 10. like
That game,
like
I
really
don't remember. I think it was the second game. The one against the Sparks. She started the game like 1 for 8, like shooting like shit, and then she ended the game like 9 for 20, and she still had 20 and 10. I was like, bro, like that shit is really guaranteed. I don't I don't know how she do it, but she do it. Right now, she's averaging 24, 12, and with 3 blocks. Like,
yeah.
and she
So
and she done shot some threes. She ain't really been hitting them like that, but she done been shooting them. I respect that a lot.
I just and you know since we talk about wrinkles that the Aces can pull out, that's one that I like. I like seeing Asia take the three because I mean when she was hitting them at a decent clip, she basically ran away with MVP. So like
Another
I feel like I,
Respectfully, this is not the season for her to be doing that. She respectfully, I need her to relax. Like she already, the 30 piece from the first day was already too much. It was already too much. Respectfully.
I'm trying to get 5 chips in a row, and I need her to pull out whatever she got. I will also say another thing that is like not necessarily concerns me, but something I have noticed as far as like why they're struggling. I mean, we've been laughing at, or I've been saying Kelsey Plummer getting her face fried off, but like the Aces as a whole have just not played good defense anyway. Right now, so if I'm looking at opponents' points per game, so they are third in opponents' points or yeah, from like the bottom. Like the Fever, their opponents average 92 points a game. The Mercury, their opponents average 87, and the Aces also average 87. So like niggas see the Aces right now, and it look like food. De'Erica Hamby cooked them. Kalia Copper cooked them. Dan Taurasi cooked them. Well, Kalia cooked them twice. So like it's looking like food right out there right now. And like that's not necessarily Chelsea's role to help, but I feel like in the same way a good offense is a great defense, I feel like that works vice versa. Like if you could score easier and actually have time to set up your half court defense by actually getting buckets, like I think it'll be easier to get stops and not have to run in transition all the time. But when you missing threes and turning the ball over and stuff, and people could just run down the court and you don't have nowhere to sit up and you're struggling to pick up, it hurts. So, well, yeah, they'll be fine. I can't be mad at it. Or I'm not really too worried about it. And then the Los Angeles
LA
Sparks.
Respectfully, I need them to. I need De'Erica Hamby. Well, I think she's actually also on my fantasy team, so she's kind of carrying me right now. So I kind of need her to cook, but not too much. Not too much. Not too much. Nalissa, sister, I need you to. You're not getting that assignment, actually. Timmy, that one's for you. We gotta do something there. We gotta do something there, but not too much because I need her to score. But no, to be serious, like De'Erica been hooping. I watched the second quarter of who they played the other day. The Mystics. Yeah, I watched this. I watched the second quarter and I was like, "Ooh, De'Erica don't look good today," and I woke up the next morning and I checked the score and I said, why does this lady have an 17 rebound double-double? Like, what were you doing? What were the rest of y'all doing?
Dude,
what's going on?
De'Erica get rebounds I don't remember her getting. Like, she is legitimately one of the best rebounders I have seen in my life. Like, women's basketball, men's basketball, pickup, Y ball, church league. I don't care what you're talking about. If that ball is in the air, my girl is getting it. My girl had a 20.14 point outing, a 29-9 outing in her revenge game, and then 17 points and 18 rebounds. Like, dude, what is going on? And she was doing this with the Aces too. So like, this not necessarily new, but it's like, Lord, that most improved trophy looking like, I don't know, man. Right now she averaging.
That's MVP numbers. Like,
Yeah.
It is.
she's coming for the
I
big
feel
one.
like I feel like she's the only reason. She definitely has MVP numbers. I just feel like she won't be in consideration because the Sparks won't win enough games. But she will very, very easily be an All-Star. And when her and Asia looking at each other in the locker room like Stone Cold and The Rock, I will greatly appreciate it. Yeah, that maybe they'll rekindle and it'll be nice. Um, but yeah, she's absolutely looked fantastic. Um, Also, we mentioned Cameron Brink in passing in the beginning, but Cameron Brink has looked excellent when she is not fucking valid. Like, dear Lord, again, we mentioned it, guaranteed defensive player of the year somewhere. That girl affects every area of the court that she is near. Like, Asia ended up getting 20 and 10, but it was a tough ass 20 and 10. And to make Asia Wilson work is very impressive. Um, Rakia Jackson, that she need to be. I don't know who they need to send to the bench, and I don't care. But I need my girl to start because that is a effortless score if I've seen one. Like a 3-level score. Like, I don't know. I don't really know. She need to be starting to me. Because like she's crazy. Um, and then Lexi Brown, she's coming back from uh missing time last year. I think they officially said it was Crohn's disease. They put up on their graphic, which like looked kind of crazy, but I respect it. uh and yeah, she's been hooping too. So like the Sparks are 1-2. They're another team who probably won't win that many games, but like they the future is so bright for them.
It's funny because there's been a lot of talk about Rickea Jackson starting, but like Kurt Miller only plays 6 players. Like, so, like, it's basically 6 starters. 'Cause I'm looking at this last game against Washington, and yeah, I mean Laisha Clarendon started, but they played 17 minutes. So you got Lexi playing 40, De'Erica playing 37, Kia Nurse playing 31, Rakia playing 31, Cam Brink playing 30. Like, that's the whole game. Like, everybody else is playing like 4 minutes. So, I mean, like, I I get it though. Um, Cam Brink is like you said, we mentioned in passing that she'll probably have a DPOY at some point, but like the way that she denies shots at the rim already, only 3 games in, is like this is tough. And she's offensively, she's not doing that much. They're not asking much of her. They're basically saying, um, let De'Erica slash, let Lexi get her pull ups, Kia Nurse get whoever she wants to. But the Sparks is similar to what we were saying about the Sky and the Fever. Is they're a team where I think they're still trying to find out what is it that they want to do every night. Like, what is the plan? what's your identity? And I don't think the Sparks have that yet, but um, it appears that the rotation is already set. So um, whatever it is, it's on y'all six to get it together. So, but yeah, I like what I've seen. I mean, they they might do a lot of losing down the stretch, but De'Arica Hamby is getting hers, and they kind of fun to watch. Even if they losing, they fun to watch.
Well, we'll
Paige,
see,
get ready to learn palm trees.
please. Um, I will say, I think the Rikia thing is becoming more reasonable as they move Lexi to the point guard. I don't know how I really feel about that. Looking at the box score, she had a lot of turnovers. Which isn't like, it's not the end of the world because they don't. Personally, I kind of like Leisha at PG. I think they do a pretty good job. And I also don't see like it, like you said, Kirk not giving Ari a fair chance. So like, if Lexi gonna be out there, I mean, might as well. But yeah, like I've liked what I've seen with Cam. It's funny because when she was on PG's podcast, she was like, "I'm a great passer," and I can't wait to show that. And like, I think she's in a good position, right? Because like, well, I don't really need to score. I got Lexi, I got De'Arica, I got Laisha can knock down some shots. You got Rikia. Like, when in doubt, just give it to Rikia. Like, she'll figure it out. So yeah, I still need to beat them, but they look all right to me.
I honestly think is the Sparks and Fever game on national TV?
I feel like it's on ESPN.
Are all 4 of your games on national TV?
It's on Ion.
Okay. I can't I actually that's gonna be one of the most exciting games of the season to me because like I don't know which one of y'all was gonna win. I actually would prefer y'all to win because I just want the narratives to stop for at least a day. Like, but I feel like that's gonna be a game where like both people show out. Like, I need Aaliyah 2010, Cam.
No, because if we really think about it, like who on the Sparks can really defend Aaliyah? You know what I'm saying? Like if we let Aaliyah get her, do her thing, who do they have? Cam Brink?
And that's the thing.
And she's foul prone.
And they're not gonna want. And that's what I was gonna say because they're not gonna want. They're not gonna want Cam to face guard Aaliyah. They're gonna. What they would probably do is they probably give De'Arica that matchup and then let Cam like guard the weak side of the rim to like try and keep Aaliyah like at bay. But I feel like that's a matchup that she can take advantage of. She can, but we'll see. And I'm excited to see that too.
I think this kid. I think everything. I mean, along with we talked about Aaliyah's struggles or her getting used to a new thing, but I could also imagine like mentally, like again, you the best nigga on your team everywhere you go, and like now she's struggling this hard, and I feel like this could be the game where she get back mentally just a little bit. Like, okay, I go crazy on the Sparks, and this is what I need. Like, remind myself I'm that girl. Actually, I got us our first win.
I actually kind of need her to do that because my theory is I already said that if CC cooking, we probably won't win. But the second half of that is that Aaliyah has to be the constant. Like she has to be the one at least getting like low-key Aaliyah need at least like 10 touches a game. I'm not even they be giving her 7 recently. I don't like that. She did have 11 that one time, but she needs at least 10 touches. I'm sorry. But I need her to cook the Sparks so that when she get to Asia, because Asia don't really be letting her breathe. And I can't afford for Aaliyah to have a bad day against the Aces. I'm so sorry. They lost to the girl dads. I need them, and they gonna be on some bullshit. I already know. They gonna be on some bullshit. Kate Martin finna play the best game of her life. Okay. I need us to come in there mentally prepared. Okay, Kelsey Mitchell, I need the shots to drop. It's fine. So I actually do need the Fever to cook them. Anyway.
I'm excited for y'all. That might be like one of the top games for the season, to be completely honest with you. Especially if y'all win. Also, I know Angel ripped the fuck out of Brianna Stewart earlier, and we was laughing at that. But Dana Evans also did the same thing. So I don't know, man. Listen,
I'm gonna drag that lady when we get to her team, but she's lucky she's not next. Minnesota, let's run through you really quick. I feel bad a little bit for Minnesota because I feel like they're kind of like a forgotten team. Usually just forgotten by me. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of forget that they exist. But
we damn near forgot Feed on the top 5 performances.
And that lady went off. She literally played like an excellent, amazing basketball. Like if anybody else did that, they would have been number one. And so I'm so sorry to them. I don't know why I be forgetting them for real. But they're actually really good. Like Courtney Williams at PG, that's working beautifully. Alana Smith, like being a center, it's working. Yeah. I would like to see Diamond Miller get going again. I don't know what's going on with her, but I would like to see a little bit more from her. But other than that, I think she's also on my fantasy team, so I really do need her to do something. But other than that, I don't know. I think they look pretty good, and like what they're 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
So I mean, they're doing all right.
Yeah, I wonder. Diamond Miller's minutes have gone down pretty drastically. Like I don't think she's cracked 15 minutes in any of their games so far. Now I think she was on pace to do that today. I think she got hurt, but I just I wonder what the plan is. Which I mean, it appears to be fine. I mean, the 2 games they played against Seattle, they look great. They look good today. They just lost because Alyssa Thomas did Alyssa Thomas things. But yeah, I'm intrigued by them. I was kind of low on Minnesota, mainly because I was worried about what they would do at the center spot. Like I wasn't expecting Alana Smith to come in, start at the 5, and play this well to start the season. So that kind of changes the trajectory for them a little bit. But they have a shot at securing a higher playoff spot than I ever thought, because they look a lot better than I expected them to.
Although Minnesota is forgotten on this end sometimes, and I'm sorry to them, I just think they're in Minnesota is kind of it's a somewhat of a forgettable area. And Lord knows if the Timberwolves weren't good, they are also be forgotten about all the time too. So it's not really their fault. But like Fee is like on the closest to the cusp that you could be of a top player. Like MVP. And the only reason why she's not like certified is because Alyssa Thomas and Asia Wilson exists. Like that's the only reason why. Like she's honestly playing better than Brianna Stewart this year at this juncture. Because Brianna Stewart only really had like one get right game. So like, it might be time where she take her chain. And the new Connecticut star rises. But yeah, they have looked good. Courtney Williams has fit with that team very well. Alana Smith has fit with the team very well. Like, I hope that Diamond is like on the uptick and she gets back into her groove, because she looked like there were times where she looked very good last year. And I hope the same thing for our Alaskan queen. Like, she's I love the fanfare that she's been getting from her community. Like she deserves that, and she's representing that well. So, but she's also young, so she'll get there. But like, the Lynx are going to be fine. And then what's next? New York. Yeah, go ahead, Jermaine.
Joey, you will not. I will not be giving you any flowers for nothing this season. I'm not even gonna cry. You know what? I will not be giving you flowers for anything. I don't give a fuck how many times you score 40, how many doubles in a row you get. You will not be getting a single flower from me. I do not care. This lady put up 8-8 against the Mystics. And then she decided she wanted to go to Indiana and put up 31-10. That's suspicious. That's suspicious. And then you said 24-5 the next day. That's suspicious. And then you mean to tell me you play Seattle and Chicago and you don't break 20 points? Okay. Yeah. You won't be getting anything from me.
The Liberty look good. Like they look really good. Like even without S2E doing her thing, like she hasn't played up to the level of MVP like she did last year. But it hasn't mattered. Like everything has been so spread out. Like when they played Seattle, Benaja had 13, JJ had 16, Sabrina had 20, Stewie had 16. Like it's I don't know what like other than the Indiana game where you know uh even then they had 5 players in double figures. Like they um they're playing like they want to be in the finals again.
They're playing like they're trying to get their face back. I can't wait to see
Yeah,
them against like.
and that's the thing. Like this is the level that for a team with championship aspirations, this is the level of play that you have to be at. So it's I'm glad that they didn't like you know go into the season feeling like this whatever. Like we're gonna be back where we were last year because this ain't a league you can afford to do that in. Like you see, they let they let Chicago smell blood in the water, and that one was over. So I I think New York they do look better to this point than they looked last year. I'm expecting them to be better this season than they were last year. And
I
I the last whoever's the last 4 teams when we get to the playoffs, whoever the last 4 teams are, that's gonna those 2 series, they're gonna be dog fights. Like
I feel like
without
every.
and this is the thing though, because Stewie has not played at she hasn't played at an MVP level. She's been good. You can argue she's been great even. But she ain't been what she was last year. She ain't been what she was in 22. So for them to if the plan is for them to get over the hump, they're gonna need that from her. And I ain't seen it yet. But it ain't like we don't know it's in there because it's in there.
Yeah, all it take is 1 or 2 outings for Stewie to get right, and she's She probably the. I want to say, besides Maya, like she's probably the most like seamless scorer in the league. Um, like we talked about, or not in league, but like in league history type shit. But like we talked about New York not necessarily making improvements per se on the roster, and like talking about how they didn't do enough to make their team better, um, which I still feel like they did. Uh, but especially with Courtney Vandersloot, there are some games where she's looked her age. But Sabrina has like improved, and she kind of Sabrina's improvements kind of remind me of Kelsey in a way. Like she had all this fanfare when she got to the league, and she didn't necessarily reach their expectations, and now they're kind of on their own path of like being useful on a championship or championship a team with championship aspirations. And I think Sabrina is finding that niche, like especially in her driving game now. Like before, it was like three or bust, and what I'm seeing this year, she's been so much more comfortable driving to the basket. Um, but Naja has looked incredible. But we always praise Naja over here. And then Jacko Jones, like she looked like she back to her MVP type shit. Like I think she was trying to appease everybody and not step on nobody's toes and not do too much. And like this year, it's like, listen, this my shit. Or if this is not gonna be Brianna's shit, this is gonna be my shit. Or she gonna have to figure it out. So I like where that's going.
I think it helps too that Sabrina has like kind of leaned into the playmaking a little bit more. Like I feel like her driving has definitely like kind of helped, I feel like her floor vision is pretty good too. So I think that's taking some of the pressure off Courtney Vandersloot, which they're gonna need in the long run. And I think they're I don't know. I don't think that they really did anything with their bench. And I would really love to see Marquisha Davis get more minutes. But if Sabrina continues to like find that balance between playmaking and when to take her shot, I think like they'll be pretty decent in the long run.
Next, Phoenix. I kind of talked about this last episode. I may have to apologize. Y'all look better than I thought. But we will see after a couple weeks, closer to a month, and maybe up to that All-Star break. But I don't know if y'all are good or Kalia Copper is good. But Kalia Copper, you are incredible. You have beat the Bradley Beal allegations within a week. Because when you asked for that trade out, and I also like it's crazy because I couldn't imagine Kalia Copper on this Chicago Sky team. Like I think she would have. I think that could have worked out beautifully. But like, I understand Phoenix selling out the farm for. It's funny both Phoenix basketball teams basically sold out the farm for a situation like this. So we'll see how that ends up. But yeah, Kalia's look really good. Diana does not look 41. Maybe she's like 35, 34. Natasha Cloud is fitting in very nicely over there. Even though she's making friends with the ops, but it's the girl dad looks like he could draw out some plays. Like it is look good over there. Now that does not fit my agenda, so I need them to slip in some form, shape, or form. But like for an objective point of view, for trying to be as objective as possible, they look nice.
I will not be objective. The downfall is going to come, actually. Kalia Copper, you're going off right now, but we'll see. in game 15. I'll be back. You're winning right now because you've had back-to-back 30-point games, which is crazy. So you kind of ate that one little thing. But I will not be rooting for y'all. And I think it's gonna get to the point where like obviously Kai's going off right now. And it kind of seems like something she could keep up, to be honest, but I don't know how long the supporting cast can keep up. And the same thing that happened in Chicago last season, and that Kai would like play pretty decent games and she would, consistently give 20 and like nobody else will do anything else. So it might help when the BG comes back. That they'll have both Kai and BG to kind of be consistent scorers. But I don't know. I'm gonna let them have it because they winning right now. But I don't believe in them. I think this is it's I don't know what to call it, but I don't believe in the long-term vision of this. And Diana Taurasi still kind of stinks. Like she showed y'all her ass in that first game, but like after that she shot like one break. So I don't really see it for them. Even if I'm wrong, I won't be acknowledging that. So
I can respect that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, okay, so they won 2 games without BG so far. As of right now, Halia Copper and her paint touches and her ability to cut, that's the offense. Like this game that just started, Phoenix has 13 points. Halia Copper has 11. So, like she is the offense. So when Brittany Griner comes back, that could change. And I think, well, that's obviously going to be what they look to do. What they look to do is to be able to have that, like if BG is able to, get to the elbow and hit that little 15-footer that she like did, and if Kai is still able to get to whatever spot she wants to on the floor, which she's always been able to do. It's not like that's ever been in question. I still don't know what the long-term outlook is for this team. I'm still kind of worried. Like as the season goes on, I feel like the shooting variance can change a lot. That's why I feel like Kai being the constant, I feel like that's gonna stick because of the way she gets her shots. I feel like that's sustainable. But we'll see how many wins it translates to. But as of now, they look better than I thought. I think I had them 7. So I'm staying there. I'm not moving them up based off 3 games, but I like what I've seen. Kyle looks like an MVP candidate, plain and simple. Like that's just that's what it's been so far.
God, we respect you. The rest of that roster, don't know about it. We'll see. Seattle, I mean, to be honest, they're another team that I'm willing to give a lot of grace for. Like they have a lot of new pieces, a lot of things they're trying to figure out. Like you introduced 2 absolutely amazing players onto your roster in NECA and Skylar Diggins-Smith, and then Skylar Diggins hasn't played organized basketball in a year because the Phoenix Mercury, you were nasty. So like I'm willing to give them a lot of grace. Like they do not look like the top 4 team that they are projected to be at the moment, but I think they have all the makings to be one. It may just take a little longer for them to figure it out just because it's introducing on, especially like I can't imagine it for Jewel Lloyd because I mean she ain't had to play with nobody as good as her since Brandon Stewart left, and then like she was the second option, and like now her and Skylar Diggins are trying to figure it out on top of having NECA there. I mean, NECA ain't had nobody as good as her on the roster since damn Candace was there. um, uh, and then I can't think of the last time Skylar Diggins Smith had somebody as good as her on the roster. Like I don't know. Maybe when she first got to the Mercury, but like I don't know. So like it's a lot of
I
adjustments,
think
and then
that's
it's
probably
it's
it, yeah.
it's stuff for it's adjustments for Ezzy trying to figure stuff out. You know, she had her first All-Star bid last year, and like trying to do that. She's looked really good. Jordan Horston, like potential sixth woman of the year. Like I think either Jay or Jamae, one of y'all picked her for that. But she's looked really good in that. Like they'll figure it out. I know for a fact I could absolutely see them like going on a run, especially after the All-Star break. And if they end up like 6-5 type shit, I know somebody's gonna be pissed if they had to play them. Like pissed. I cannot imagine having a career year, a great season overall, and I get a top seed in the playoffs, home court advantage, and I have to play Seattle. I have to play Skylar Diggins Smith, Jewel Lloyd, and Nneka Ogwumike, and Ezzy McGore in the first round. That sounds disgusting.
Um, yeah, I still believe in Seattle going forward. It's kind of rough. Like watching these games, I've watched at least some of all of the Storm games so far, and there's just it's there've been some moments watching where I'm just confused as to like what is the end game? Like, what are we trying to do here? Because it looks like some possessions just look directionless so far, and I'm extending grace to them too, especially especially in Skylar's case because, like you said, it's been 2 years basically since she played ball. So, but they going I need the first order of business for the Storm is to figure out the dynamic between their starting guards. What is the like you can't just like Jewel and Skylar, it can't be your turn by turn on offense. Like it's just like that is not gonna work. But good for them is they don't have to do that because they got players that can get to their spots or players that can be set up as long as the vision is there, which obviously it is. There's no question in um the playmaking talent of their roster, especially in the backcourt. It's just it's just some questionable decision making early on, and I think I think it's gonna be some pretty noticeable improvement pretty soon. But it's been it's been kind of ugly to start. Um, they finally got a good Jewel Lloyd shooting game, but
You see, I literally back-to-back games of like 3 for 17, 3 for 15, 4 for 19. Why would you come in there and shoot? She shot like what 11 of
let me see.
like Jewel. Please don't piss me off right now. I'm trying to root for y'all. Um, but I think it'll get better. I think the thing that kind of concerns me is the rotations thus far. I don't really know how it's really working. But I do really like NECA and Ezzy playing next to each other. And obviously NECA is still like super dominant and just like Jesus. Like why did you have like you couldn't take an extra day off? Like who did they even play next? Like why couldn't nobody wait? Like why are we circling the fever matchup? I respectfully, like you could have let Ezzy and Mercedes Russell handle that. Um, it might not have worked out in y'all favor, but that would have been better for me. But no, I think Seattle it will be fine, and like I think like most of their first couple of losses were like what 10, 15 points or less. So it's not like they're getting blown out by any means, but like Jay said, if they get the offense to make a little bit more sense, I think it'll work itself out. And two, I think Jewel has to kind of find that balance of like I think Jewel and Enrique are kind of very similar in that they both like the chaoticness of their game is kind of like it's the thing that makes them so fun to watch. But that also kind of comes with bad shot selection. So hopefully like she can clean that up with having Skylar there next to her and even them getting in more Nika moments because I think she did pretty good too last night. So I don't know. I'm not super concerned about them.
So I just checked. Jewel actually had a 50-40-90 game. Like she shot 12 for 24, 2 for 5 on threes, and 6 for 7 at the line. And she also had 11 boards and 6 assists and 2 steals. Like a lights out performance.
And why would you do that? Why would you do that on my team? It's so funny because when I was watching the broadcast, I was watching the Fever broadcast, and I think Debbie Antonelli was the lady on there. But when I say she was like cheering for Jewel, like low key, very hard, like you can tell that. I mean, I'm pretty sure she does like the ACC, usually does like ACC broadcasting. But she was like, when Erica was on Jewel, she was like, the Fever might want to give them a different look because Jewel's getting whatever she wants. I'm like, you ain't gotta say that. You definitely didn't have to say that. Like we can all see that that's going on. Like you didn't have to do that. But yeah, that just goes to show like just how bad Jewel was cooking us.
And then last but not least, the Mystics. I mean, it really ain't much to say. They are also the only team that has not won a game. And the roster speaks for itself. The Nepo baby coaching speaks for itself. I don't know. It's just I'm not really surprised that it was going to be this way. They may also enjoy Paige. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
It's just okay. So for me, it's funny because I'm looking and the Mystics, like you said, they're 0-4. Um, there have been no double-digit losses. Like
Bro, they be there.
when that okay. So that's the thing. That like we talk about bad teams. That's why I feel like the Mystics are at least the Mystics are bad, but they're bad and they know what they dare to do because it's like if we can't score, neither can y'all. We like we we finna we finna muddy this up. And that's the thing. Like the Sparks won the game and they scored 70 points. The Storm, that was their biggest loss. The Storm beat them by 9. Connecticut beat them by 7. And the Liberty by 5, and they're down right now by 1 to Phoenix. But that's the thing, like, and like I know that they know what they want to do. It's just how much do they have? Like I don't think it's gonna be like I don't see a path to them making a lot of noise without them finding some pressure point to hit on offense.
Player Copper has 13 of the Mercury's 26 points. I know I think last episode we talked about the Mystics and being like, hey, y'all not getting y'all numbers, y'all star players not either. But I don't know. This might just be Kai year.
Nah, she getting hurt. She getting hurt. Yeah. Yeah, there isn't much else to say for now about Washington. They are playing hard, like that's their MO, but they just I don't know if they got the personnel to win a lot of games. And with them being relatively young teams, when the games get close, like all the games have been relatively close. When games get close, the young teams lose. That's what happens. So they, it's part of the growth when you got players like Shakira Austin and Aaliyah Edwards that it's part of that. You're gonna lose some games that you felt like we should have had that.
I think the most interesting thing about the Mystics is that they are currently third in 3-point shooting, but they are last in scoring. I don't know. Sense. I don't understand that at all. But I don't know. I don't even really know how you explain that. But I think it's just because they don't have like as much as I like Shakira, and obviously I think she's really good and like she can get to the point where she can get whatever she wants. They don't have like especially without Brittany Sykes. I feel like they might be in a better position, especially against the Sparks, if they had Brittany Sykes. Because I think that takes their defense to another level. But they don't have anybody to like just take over the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, young teams lose, but that's mostly because they don't have somebody who's like, all right, let's think this through how we can win this game. And it's kind of like everybody's out there for vibes. I will say I really like Julie Vanloo, and I'm gonna let her rock on that play against the Liberty, but I think she might have to be that player for them. She's not going to be the one scoring, but she's definitely, I think, going to be able to put them in better positions down the stretch. And I think that is going to require like Ariel Atkins and Maisha Hines Allen to like do something consistently. Like just you can't be going out there and just doing whatever no more. Because before you had Natasha and you had Brittany, and they could kind of do that thing with Shakira and EDD when she was available. But y'all two actually got a hoop now. Like every day you got to come to hoop. So hopefully, maybe I think they can pull out a few wins, but good luck.
Yeah, so that is our recap of the teams. I mean, I probably should have just mentioned this while we were talking about the Aces, but like, this investigation means nothing because Kathy, you should mind your fucking business. Either you was hating or these owners was hating. So I don't even know why the fuck y'all brought that up, because that's not y'all. Get out, y'all pocket watching. Get out niggas' pockets. That's what this is what we need to learn. This is what this should all be. Get out niggas' pockets. This not about y'all.
So who was it? Which owner? Which owner was it? that was like, hey, we gotta do something about this.
Okay, let's do some investigative reporting. Because if it was an owner, it was probably a broke one. So which teams don't have a dedicated facility to themselves?
Chicago.
Okay.
Um,
Um, the Sun technically share a facility. So them, I made a list a while ago. I can't remember.
mm,
So it could be Chicago, but the vibes are strong over there, so I don't want to blame them. It could be a Liberty because, if somebody just beat my
Josiah
ass,
tried to, yeah.
if somebody just beat my ass in the finals and they got 100 grand on my head, I'd be kind of pissed. Um,
Like, why didn't we think of this first? Yeah.
Oh no, it's some nasty people out
It
here.
could have been the Fever. It could have been LA as well.
I was thinking LA too.
Okay, they still got some Derek Fisher in them. Maybe, I don't know, just something. So yeah, I just think that's really crazy. And I do think all this is like, it's funny how all these narratives somehow end up coming back to Caitlin Clark anyway. Because someone was mentioning like, yeah, if Caitlin Clark's team got 100 grand, nobody would be saying nothing. And people were like, why do you think that? And it's like, I I just feel like it would have been, I feel like that's very valid to say. Like, could have possibly nobody said anything? Maybe. But I could also very much see Kathy being like, wow, look what this girl did to our league. Like Indiana, the state of Indiana is opening their pockets.
Bitch,
Like,
if Indiana pulled out 100K for each player, I would be calling them. Cause
Where y'all get that from?
Because the street out here is terrible. It's been bad for a minute now. I've probably lost the tire like 3 times. Y'all need to come over here. Because where y'all get that from?
And that's why Alicia Clark tweet like, hey, maybe y'all need to stay out of people's pockets and try to figure out where these charters issues is coming from. Because there's some people that got charters talking about some, oh, we prioritized
long flights.
And niggas is going across the country and y'all taking commercial flight. I don't understand.
all I'm saying is they said we prioritized the long flights, but then Atlanta had to fly to LA. Like
Kathy said she got 75 million and don't nobody know where that came from. Maybe we can investigate that. So
all I'm saying is I've had to fly from Atlanta to LA, and that ain't no quick flight. So yeah, I ain't quite buying that one. I mean, I know it ain't nothing to say now because all the teams got charters now, but
it's
I ain't buying that.
It's so funny how they just hit a historic landmark with like having charter flights and they somehow fumbled the rollout and it just looked crazy. Like, I don't know how you fumble that. Like,
no, they fumbled it because I feel like when Kathy told them people that the charters was coming out, I feel like she was trying to tell them like this is like an insider information. Do not release this kind of thing. Of course, they reporters they was going to do it anyway, but the way that she worded that initially was like, yeah, it's coming down the pipeline. And then everybody was like, oh, actually, it's happening tomorrow. And I'm like, I feel like she had to be like, no, that's not what I said. But now I got to do something to look like that I'm working on something. But I will say the other thing is the WNBA does not give a fuck about optics. Like, I have never seen a league who does not care about optics more than the WNBA. Like, the stuff that they be doing, it's like, sister, this was a very easy thing for you to not do. Like, we could have avoided this whole situation. Like, you didn't even have to mention. Like, she could have said, oh, the charter flight's gonna roll out mid-season. You know what I'm saying? And then sent out the emails to whoever, whatever. But she was like, all right, the flight's gonna come soon. And they was like, tomorrow? And she was like, okay, get Indiana on the plane. my group will accept it. We're not gonna complain. However, that was kind of crazy. Like
it look kind of crazy.
it
See,
looked bad. It looked really bad.
I
Especially too,
feel
because when
like
we're going, we went to what? Connecticut, which I mean Connecticut
yeah,
is kind of a rough thing, but still.
I think
yeah.
I also
I
where
feel like
else
it
did you?
was like they. I want to say like when the charter thing was first reported, I feel like that was sent out with a little bit of a wink and a nudge because they was like, "Hey, we finna announce this Toronto team, and if we announce a team in another country before we announce charters, it's gonna get kind of nasty. So I need this to get out before this get out, and this finna come out. So let's go and speed this up. I need somebody to leak this real quick." Like that's what it feel like to me because the optics of that would have been crazy.
I just think
Because they
she
would have been
should have
like, oh,
said
because
everybody.
then imagine people saying y'all finna be flying commercial from Phoenix to Canada. Like that would have looked pretty bad. So I feel like they wanted to get charters out first before they got Toronto out, which it came out like 2 days after. So yeah,
I just think they should have had everybody fly at the same time. Like they should have been like, yeah, the charters will start May 21st, and I think that would have been perfectly acceptable. But because I remember when like they threatened to damn disband Liberty because they were talking about competitive advantages and stuff, and it's like, well, now niggas are actually
what's the
having
difference? Yeah,
competitive advantages sponsored by the league. So I don't know. I just thought that was really weird. But yeah, like Jermaine said, the WNBA does not care about optics. It's almost commendable because it's like, damn, y'all really just do whatever the hell y'all want and do not care what it look like. Like y'all really just be like, we're gonna do this, and it might look kind of ugly, but y'all gonna take it. It's just like it's like the stuff on the plate be good, but the plating don't be that shit be on plastic and the food be mixed together and it's like damn this is a good meal but why the presentation is off why
Silver in the
why
bathroom, please. No, she's no, Kathy be stressing me out. I'm like, sister, you didn't act like this did not have to be hard at all. Like,
don't nobody don't nobody make this harder than her and that's fine it is what it is um I don't know what else is on the agenda I think the last thing I honestly just want to say is like we're getting to that point where like we talked about this during college season, and now that Caitlin Clark is in the league, and like these things are becoming apparent again, and I just want to say I think people are scared to, or I feel like people are worried about being annoying when it comes to certain conversations instead of talking about like the right things. And I just think it's funny about people who recognize like the race affects every aspect of life. And then when people are like, yeah, this affects women's sports coverage, niggas are like, nah, that doesn't make sense. And it's just really crazy to me. Um, like we know race has affected everything from like how
everything.
highways are built to like the where they plant trees to like just every aspect of everything. And then when niggas are like, hey, I think they're getting a little more coverage than this other person because they're a white woman and they're cisgender or heterosexual. And people are like, nah, y'all are bitter. I don't know. And it's really crazy coming from NBA fans because Jokic is arguably one of the best niggas to ever touch a fucking basketball. And like undeniably so. And niggas are like, nah, they putting him up over people like Ant because of xenophobia and because he white and because this is like y'all understand even if that's
So you do so you do understand. So
you
you do understand. It's it's one of the things where it's just like people don't know what they're talking about, but they want to be the loudest in the room, and they want everybody to hear them. And it's just like, I'll do that shit somewhere else. Like, please, I don't have the energy. Like, I just want to talk about basketball, and y'all make it so difficult because y'all be up here saying whatever and thinking niggas is supposed to listen to you.
LeBron, you're not a good man, and I won't let people tell me you are. You every year you do something, I'm like, I knew you were a good person, and you, I'm blaming Charles Barkley on him because he wouldn't have said nothing. He would have just kept being funny on Inside the NBA talking about the men. But you started this, and you got Charles Barkley is 60 something years old. He was never going to have a good opinion on women anyway. That shit was raps. He was never. You ask a 60-year-old, 70-year-old black man about some women's issue, they gonna say something really questionable. Working in retail, and I know they'll say something crazy to you, and you'll be like, you think you walk around like this? You think like so? I knew Charles Barkley wasn't gonna say nothing good, but like LeBron, you know better. Asia signed to your best friend agency. You don't be going to bat for her. You ain't going to bat for Angel. But you got Shannon Sharp saying things. You got Chad. Chad is not a good man either. Hey, nigga headbutted his girl. It's you got men who not good people saying things. Look who on your side. I just need us to look at the optics. I want y'all to look at who's saying what. And look at their resumes.
My only thing I'm gonna say about this discourse because is outside of I want men to stop talking. The other thing that I really just need to say is that I saw this tweet today from a man, of course it was a man, who was like, this is what y'all wanted from the WNBA. These are the fans that y'all wanted. Y'all wanted them to get NBA coverage. Now look at it, y'all complaining. First of all we asked for is to be able to cut the TV on and watch the game. I just wanted to cut ESPN on and see the game. I didn't want to have to do 50 million apps, download the league pass, have Amazon Prime damn near breaking down on the TV. I didn't want to go through that. That's really what I asked you for. That's it. I didn't ask for fucking Charles Barkley to be getting up there and talking about WNBA women, and he don't know a single player. He probably can't even name 5 people. I didn't ask for him. I didn't ask for LeBron James. Actually, we asked for Andrea Carter and Janae Ogumake and Elle Duncan. That's who we asked for. We didn't ask for the rest of y'all. So that's number 2. Number 3, even if we did ask for this, the thing I really hate about the internet is that they be so mad when people are complaining about stuff. But it's like, if you don't complain about things, people are going to assume that you like them. And I don't want anybody to ever think that I like NBA discourse because it's bad. It's just bad. Like, it's been bad for a while. I don't even watch NBA like that no more. But I know it's bad. There is no reason. Like, Chuck is funny as shit. Like, Inside the NBA is funny as shit. But they're not a serious thing. After the I almost called them Lynx. The Timberwolves won that game. That nigga Charles asked Ant, what's a good food spot? This just one game 7. You talking about food? Like nobody asked you. Like we that is not what we asked for. We had very specific requests and demands. And to be honest, we don't want to deal with the bullshit. We don't want to see it. I actually don't want to hear. Like, if you didn't tweet about the WNBA pre-2020, I'm gonna let 2023 pre-2023, and I mean like May 2023, not September. Now, when you saw the Aces on that run and you thought, oh, this is cute. At the start of the season, if you weren't there, keep it in your text messages. Keep it in the group chat. We don't need to see it on the TL. We don't need to see it. we've had enough. Like, the tweets are closed, the threads are closed. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I will say I don't think people understand like in any aspect of life. Like nigga, if you don't closed mouths do not get fed in any aspect. Like if you don't say, "Hey, there's something wrong with this," it can't get fixed. That's why I would say like people are so worried about whether a discourse is annoying and whether the discourse is legitimate or not. Like people may be annoying about something, but it's like, nigga, this is a bad look. Like we can't certain things you just can't let slide for too long. But on the opposite end of that, I do think there are certain people at WNBA Twitter who have to understand, or really women's basketball Twitter as a whole. You have to understand when you're engaging with people who just want to argue and do not want to see your way at all. Like there are people who will argue all day, every day, who will, and with people who will, well, especially men who will regurgitate the same, oh, they didn't make any money prior to this, and this girl is single-handedly growing the game, and all these other things. Like you're never going to win with these people, and there's really no point of saying, at least directly to them, there's no point of going back and forth with them on Twitter. Like there's just no point. So yeah, people have to do a better job of understanding when a conversation is already lost. Like there are people who are going to argue with you to not hear you at all, and they're just going to say things, and then that's just going to be it. They're going to question your credentials. They're going to be like, "You didn't buy a jersey, knowing you have jerseys." They're going to be like, "You've never been to a game, knowing you've been to a game." These people are not arguing with you in good faith. Like these are not do. It's just we have to recognize when an argument is in good faith or not.
This is why my shit closed.
But having my mentions muted is like the greatest thing. Every now and again, somebody slips through, but like for the most part, people be arguing with themselves because I don't even see it. I don't even know that you added. And so that's just so much better for me. And two, I've really just been blocking people. Like every time I see somebody, today I feel like I blocked like 10 people. Every time I see somebody say something stupid, block. Leah Boston's out of shape, block. Caitlin Clark is the best thing that the Fever ever had, block.
Like that shit is crazy to me.
Like, what else? What else I see today? The Fever need to. Okay, I ain't blocked these people, but I'm gonna be blocking the free Aaliyah Boston people. Y'all are next. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. I don't want to see it no more. Let my sister breathe. At the end of the season, if things ain't right, I'll let you have it. But let my sister breathe. But yeah, I just been blocking people. I don't have time for that. I'm not gonna argue with y'all. Mm-mm.
Yeah, if that's everything on the agenda, I think I'm good if y'all are good.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's kind of thing. We gotta end this shit on a positive note. How many points Kalia Copper got right now? 16.
Jalen
She
Brown
got
just had a 40 ball in the playoffs. I'll tell you that.
yeah.
My grown adult son. Thank you for being
See, I
serious.
and I'm playing against Jermaine in fantasy this week. So let me go look at this score.
That's
Don't
positive,
even.
but it'll only be
Oh,
positive for
I'm
one of
losing.
y'all.
I'm losing. I'm
I
losing.
woke up this morning. No, it wasn't this morning. It was, I think it was either this morning or yesterday. And that shit said, I don't even remember what my team name is, but it's like my team 139, A1s, 216. I was
But see, but not see, Jermaine is winning now because she got AT and Bree Jones and Kayla McBride. So and Diamond Miller got hurt, but we're gonna be all right. When Asia play again, that's all I gotta wait on. That's all I gotta-
That's why, respectfully, she need to take a break too, because I cannot lose 2 games in a week.
Oh my god. I think I'm gonna still be undefeated after this week, so we'll see.
I've been like debating whether I'm gonna drop Jaylen Brown or not. I was like, I really want to keep my sister. I want to give her a chance, but I cannot be losing points like this every week.
I'm trying to figure out why Ono ain't play at all today.
That's gonna fuel her to go hard at practice.
Dana
she can come back.
Dana Evans and Kennedy Carter definitely got me right, but Ono did not play at all, and I don't like that. But I do have Caitlin Clark, Melissa Smith, and Katie Lou, or Katie Samuelson on my team for tomorrow. So this is if y'all gonna show out anytime, it's time.
You know, didn't Katie Lou play for the Sparks? Revenge game incoming.
Yeah,
let's wake that up. Let's wake that up.
I'm hoping for the highest scoring game in WNBA history. Let's everybody go for a 20 ball. How about that? Everybody get your numbers up. We're trying to get everybody to the All-Star game. I need Caitlin Clark with 30 and 10. I need Aaliyah Boston with 20 and 20. I need De'Erica Hamby with 30 and 15. I need Cam Brink with 10 points and 5 blocks. And I need Rakia Jackson with 25. I need Katie Lou with 15. I need Melissa Smith with 25. Let's get all our numbers. Let's get everybody back on track. But we shall see. But this has been another episode of Pull Up 3. I just fucking too. My shit still does that. It's not good. That's not good at all. I am Paragon Dawn.
J Trick.
And we will see you all next episode.